Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for January 11th, 2011. And as you can see on the radar this morning, as of 10 a.m., we have a rapidly developing rainstorm. Yes, that's right, a rainstorm approaching the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Now, there is some threat for some snow and sleet to the north of New York City, and I'll discuss that in just a moment. But for the most part, this is clearly setting up to be a heavy rain event. Why is it going to be a heavy rain event? Well, let's take a look at the observations. Now, obviously, temperatures are right now in the upper 20s to upper 30s, and that alone would not suggest that it's going to be a rain event. What does suggest it's going to be a rain event is the orientation of the surface winds. Notice these surface winds are not from the north like they are around Albany, but they're from the east, especially around Philadelphia, New York City, portions of Connecticut. They're light and variable, but they're trending, should I say, towards the east. And you're seeing that also further south towards the southern mid-Atlantic. And that's important because an easterly wind, this is a basic rule in winter weather. When you have an easterly wind, the snow threat is dead. Why? Because you're having air from the Atlantic Ocean, which generally is in the 40s, being transported into the coastal plain. And that means that temperatures are going to warm up above freezing, and therefore there will be no threat for snow, sleet, or freezing rain for much of the region. The areas I am concerned about are right around northeastern Pennsylvania, back through the Hudson River Valley, especially north of White Plains, and then portions of northern Connecticut. Those locations will have a threat at the initial start of this storm of seeing some sleet and snow mix in with the rain, and could produce some slick spots tomorrow morning anywhere between midnight and 6 a.m. After 6 a.m. we'll see a gradual transition from the snow, sleet, freezing rain mix over to just plain rain. And in many locations that's going to be a very, very quick process, where you'll only see a trace of any type of ice on the roadways or on your on grassy surfaces or cold surfaces. And other locations like around Poughkeepsie might take a little bit longer because that cold air is lodged in there, and you could get up to 1/10 of an inch of ice possible in a few isolated locations, especially if you get like a heavy downpour. But for the most part, the rest of the northern mid-Atlantic will see just plain rain from this storm. Now, when we take a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see two areas of low pressure developing. Well, actually three. One here in portions of Alabama, and one low pressure around the western Great Lakes. Now, what's going to happen is that this low pressure system is going to weaken eventually, because this low pressure system will become the primary low pressure system. So we'll see both of these low pressure systems track to the northeast, and you'll see rain spread over the region late this evening after 8 p.m. and continue to spread throughout the entire northern mid-Atlantic overnight tonight. The coastal low pressure system will track along the New Jersey coast, producing heavy rainfall tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. The primary low pressure system will track up towards the St. Lawrence River Valley and merge with this low pressure system, driving cold air into the northern mid-Atlantic tomorrow night as that low pressure system over the St. Lawrence River Valley, which is right here, explodes. So let's take a look at the model guidance. We're using the European model guidance once again because it is the most consistent model guidance of them all so far this winter. And what we see again is our primary low pressure system over the Tennessee River Valley driving to the northeast. Here's our high pressure system giving way, and notice the warm air at 850 millibars is invading to the north, but we still have some cold air hanging on over the northern interior. As that storm lifts north and east, this disturbance will eventually merge with this disturbance to produce a very powerful storm over southeastern Canada. So by tomorrow evening, our area low pressure is rapidly deepening over the St. Lawrence River Valley. Here's what's left of our coastal low. Cold air is starting to rush into the northern Atlantic, but Thursday is going to be a very warm day ahead of this primary cold front and primary low pressure system. You can see our storm rapidly developing and intensifying, And then by Friday, we are looking at a very cold day and a windy day at that. Now, look, the winds are going to be rather strong, especially tomorrow morning and then continue on through Friday. I'm looking at winds veering from the southeast to the northwest, ranging anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 40 miles per hour or above, especially as you move towards New England. If you move towards portions of northwestern Connecticut, I would not be surprised if you see wind gusts over 50 miles per hour as this low pressure system explodes. As far as temperatures, your warmest day is going to be tomorrow with temperatures in the mid 50s. And then the temperatures fall through the 40s into the 30s Thursday evening on through Friday. So Friday is going to be a very chilly day. Your high temperatures are likely going to be in the morning, and then temperatures steadily falling through the afternoon and evening hours. And then it's just brutally cold thereafter, because this weekend is going to be dominated by none other than Arctic high pressure system, which is right here. What type of temperatures are we looking at? Well, we're looking at single digits to upper teens for lows, and anywhere from the lower 20s to the lower 30s for highs. So we're clearly going to be dealing with a much colder weather environment for this upcoming weekend. The good news is that it will be dry. So we won't be dealing with any type of snow threat whatsoever with high pressure in control. But as we move towards the middle of next week, this cold front will move through on Tuesday, producing some scattered rain and snow showers. And then I expect this cold front to stall out to the south of New Jersey. And then the middle of next week could feature a low pressure system that could produce some snow even down to the coastal plain. We're going to have to keep an eye on this low pressure system. We're clearly developing a new weather pattern, a new 500 millibar weather pattern where our polar vortex is dropping south. The large ridge over portions of western Alaska is just going to become a major block and just drive Arctic air into the northern plains and into the east coast. And that is going to bring a prolonged snap of cold air. Now, will this transition into a snow event or a pattern that would support snowfall like last year? I can't really say right now, to be honest with you. It is possible that we could see a snowier outcome as we move forward in time, but the key here as we move forward is to see if we can get some what's called high latitude blocking, or basically a ridge in and around Greenland and an upper level low around the Canadian Maritimes. If that sets up, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks heading into February and going through March. So sit tight. It's going to be a very interesting weather pattern developing for the northern mid-Atlantic. That is your weather discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there.